Hey, what's going on everyone? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. Okay, so today we're going to try to make a quick video, and it's going to be about one, I might even throw in a second one. Yeah, I'm going to throw in two. It's going to be about two super easy ways to pick up on if someone's a narcissist and when to get away. The first one linguistically really is all the forms of the word no. That's it. So the word no is a negation sign. Okay, it's a like in math, like plus and minus. So we're right now we're going to deal with the minus sign. So as I've said in the past in math class, especially when you get to Algebra 1, the first chapter goes over the different words that have actual mathematical meaning. Like the word and means plus. The word multiply means like the X sign to 1 means times, okay? So let me think of some other ones. Hold on. So the word is means the equal sign. So 2 and 2 equals 4. Let me use a better one. So 3 and 3 equals 6, whereas 3 times 3 equals 9. Those are two different mathematical symbols. Now in linguistics, words have the same meaning, and here's what I mean. The word but is a negation sign. So whatever you say before the word but, it literally is minused by the word but. So if someone goes blah 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 blah, but they literally just negated or minused, erased everything that was before it. So what they're really saying is what they said after that. Start paying attention to that and you'll see how people manipulate you. So let's say you share an idea, a thought, an inspiration with someone, and they'll say, yeah, but they just minus not only their yeah, but they minused everything that you said. In fact, most people will just start off their sentence with but, which means whatever you just said before, they negated and minused everything that you said. And that's why you feel bad after talking to someone like that, because you feel like literally it means to take away from. So if someone starts a sentence off with the word but, I'm going to tell you right now, that is a huge red flag. Get away, get away, get away. Same thing if they start off a sentence with the word no. Another one is yeah, but, or yeah, no. I actually had a friend years ago who would do that all the time. He'd go, yeah, no, and one day I go, what the hell is yeah, no? What do you mean yeah, no? Which one is it? He kind of looked at me and he laughed. Oh, like he was a narcissist, and he realized, oh shit, he's catching me. Like, yes, I am. Okay, so already in just the last 2 minutes or 3 minutes, myself, just by having to use these words to explain this, I've already kind of gone into a negative vibe. So we'll get out of this in just a minute. So I'm going to simplify this. So in linguistics, there's minus signs and there's plus signs. So the minus sign is no, not, but, can't, shan't, won't, not, you can't, he can't, she can't, they can't, we can't. You know, it's any form of the word no or negation. So in fact, this whole video really comes down to that series of words. I'll repeat it again. So start listening when people say these words. No, not, can't, won't, shan't, but, wouldn't, couldn't, shouldn't. You know, I don't mean if they use it once in 2 or 3 paragraphs, or use the word or once, you know, in 10 sentences or something, or 5 sentences. I'm talking about the people literally in one sentence, they will start it off with no, but you don't understand because you can't do that. I mean, it's like, whoa, no, but, can't, you don't. That's 4 negations in one sentence. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, I got a really funny story for you. There's this gym I used to work out at years ago when I first moved here. So this was probably 20 plus years ago. And this guy would just argue with everyone. Like, it was the most, like, he would just walk up to people and start conversations. So I purposely ignored the guy for months. Now, like a dumbass, he walks up to me while I'm in front of a group of people. And I'm already ready for this guy because I already know what he's doing and I know how to deal with it. So he goes, well, no, that's not true. I don't believe that. So no, not, can't, don't believe, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's just like negation. I go, you know what, dude? No matter what I say to you, you're going to say no, not, can't, won't, shan't. He goes, no, I won't. The crowd, literally, okay, so this discussion went on for about 5 minutes. It was pretty intense, pretty heated, and I kind of let him dig himself a hole. And at the very end, and I did it on purpose, I said, dude, no matter what I say to you, you're going to say no, not, can't, whatever, etc. And he goes, no, I won't. I'm not going to do that. And the whole crowd just burst out laughing because he said, no, I won't, no, won't, not, no, I won't. I'm not going to do that. And then he said a fourth one. I forgot the fourth one. But the funny thing is, he goes, what's so funny? And I'm like, you just did it. He goes, no, I didn't. And they started laughing again. I go, no matter what you say, it's going to be negative. He goes, no, I won't. And so I just walked away. So a couple of people walked up to me. They're like, I'm so glad you did that because that guy is so negative and all he does is argue and disagree with everyone in the gym. So here's the thing you have to understand about these people. They are really far into their left brain. They are in the negation brain. The left brain is like looking at a microscope where you want to push away all impurities. So you want the microscope, that little drop of water or whatever, in between the slides. It has to be like, I think it was 97.9% pure or 99.7 or something like that. It's got to be fairly like very pure. So what that means is you have to negate and minus reality, because in reality, bacteria is intermixed with everything. Or molecules or whatever you're studying. It's mixed in with the reality of life. So these people are literally, their pupils are small, they're very narrow. It's almost like they're looking through a microscope and they can only see this microscopic view of life. And so if you say anything that's just outside of their vision, outside of their little tiny box, their view of the world, they're going to negate it. Like, I don't see that. That's not true. And here's the thing. They're actually going to believe what they say because they won't allow themselves to expand their awareness. But it's actually worse than that. It's a form of thinking and communicating that they cling to and they refuse to let it go because they have all these beliefs and reality structures built around this way of thinking, verbalizing, and communicating and processing. So they just won't allow anyone or anything to say anything that doesn't fit in their small little world view. Another thing is, there's again in the world in their world, it's two boxes. It's either or. So this is the second part. If they say either or, they're looking through an illusionary perspective of life, as if there's a rectangle and then there's a line that was drawn down the middle, and that's it. It's either box A on the left or box B on the right, and that's it. There's no other possibility. And if they've agreed with box A and you say box B, well, you are literally their enemy. They will humiliate you. They will laugh at you. They will argue with you. They will disagree with you. They will disagree with you to the death. Because in their unconscious worldview, which is completely false, it's either A or it's B, and that's it. And that's why in science they call it A-B testing. It's not a coincidence. It's a way of thinking. They've never developed the bigger picture way of processing. They don't know how to do that, and they don't even really care about it. They think it's wishy-washy. They think it's bullshit because they don't know how to do it. It's like a language that you can't speak. I'm too late. It's like they're too lazy to develop their brain. They're too lazy to develop their way of thinking and processing and expanding. Not only that, but in their world, they think everything is about A or B. Thus, either I win or you win, and so since I'm right, you must be wrong, and I must prove it. Listening to understand is a concept they can't even grasp. In fact, those are two words that they've never put together. So they get a high, they get a rush off of proving that you're wrong. Now here's the deal, did they really prove that you were wrong? No, they didn't. All they did was say no, not, can't, won't, shan't, and they just disagree. They take the opposite side. And this is really good thing. Like what I did with that kid at the gym, is I just literally did what they call it reverse psychology. I just literally said, well, no matter what I say, you're just going to, this is what I said. I said, no matter what I say, you're just going to disagree with it. And then he goes, no, I'm not. I won't do that. I'm not going to do that. And then the crowd just burst out laughing. These people are not thinking at all, period. They're just repeating negations. They're just, whatever you say, they're going to disagree. That's their whole strategy. It's a really simple strategy to beat. Now here's the deal. Are they really winning? No, they're not. Number one, they don't have friends in life. Everybody at the gym avoided this guy. Nobody wanted to talk to him. He would force himself upon people to where people finally, it was especially after I shut him down. At that point, everyone in the gym said, hey, you know what, man? I don't want to talk to you. Like, because I was the first person to shut him down and basically say, stop doing this. From that point on, everyone in the gym realized, like, oh, we're all in agreement here. Like, yeah, this guy's just being a dick. So everyone shut the guy down to where it got to a point where nobody would talk to him. So ultimately they lose. Now in an actual class, a college argument and debate class, or in a court of law, would they win? No. Because there's something called the burden of proof. You can't just say, no, that's not true. Oh, I don't believe that. Oh, that's not true. You can't do that. You have to actually give actual scientific, mathematical, numerical, medical, etc. proof. You can't just say, no, not, can't, won't, chant. These people, when it comes to actual arguments and debate, they would not win a single one because they don't know how. Just disagreeing is not proof. And that is the third one that you're looking for. Do they just disagree and argue? Do they constantly disagree and argue with you? If they do, get away. Period. And otherwise, I'm telling you, this is going to be a waste. It's going to be exhausting. They're draining your energy. So number one, they just use negations. And it's this simple. Look for when they're like, no, not, but, can't, shan't, won't, no, can't, I don't believe, that's not true, you can't, but. Listen for those negations. If they do those a lot. Now, once in a paragraph or once every 3 or 4 paragraphs, that's fine. Even the word or is fine once in a while. So here's what you want to listen for. Addition words. Because addition words make you feel good. See, when someone uses the word but or they use no, they're literally minusing from you. They're taking energy away from you. They're taking away your thought. They're taking away what you said. They're taking away your belief. Nobody likes that. When you add to someone, they like that. It makes them feel good. So you instead, okay, here's the really easy thing. You can replace the word but with the word and. So if you have a bad habit of saying but, everywhere you use the word but, replace it with the word and. Well, but you can start off a sentence with the word and. So even if you say, I like what you're saying, but stop yourself, start over and say, I like what you're saying, and I also think we can add this over here. Sorry, the volume's been a little bit too loud for the microphone. Sorry about that. So all you do is you listen for the words that are plus signs. And, both, plus, more, together, sure, absolutely, we can, I can, you can, let's do it, together. These are words that bring two separate things together. 1 + 1 = 2. Honestly, it's that simple. All right, this is really cool. If you've noticed, okay, when I just said right before this was unconscious, I said, honestly, it's that simple. It is a form of it is. That is adding two things together. And I also use the word simple. The right brain adds things together and makes things simple. The left brain negates everything and separates everything. Now everything's complicated and stressful. And that was completely unconscious. Now, if you go right back before I said it's that simple, I was using the words and both, plus and more. It can, I can, I am, of course, absolutely. See, that little bit, boom, it shifted me into my right brain. And all of a sudden, unconsciously, I'm using these positive words. You know what else I'm noticing? My voice is coming across a lot more, a lot smoother. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. If you go earlier in this conversation, about a minute to 2 minutes before, it was like, it's just like I was listening. God, that sounds horrible. What is that? Whenever you get into negations, not, no, not, can't, you start to talk differently because you're going into your left brain, which is communicated through a tight forehead, and it makes you sound, it's irritating. Okay, so there's one more. Number 4 is they interrupt you a lot. Even if they ask you a question, they interrupt. They ask you a question. Sometimes they'll even interrupt you with another question. Now, they'll be all excited and act like, oh, I'm really... No, they're purposely trying to disrupt your thinking. It puts blockages in your forehead. It tightens up your forehead, and it confuses you. They're doing this on purpose. I guarantee it. Number 1, if they use a lot of negations, no, not, can't, won't, shan't, but, etc. Number 2 is if they use the word or either this or that. If they do that a lot, okay, stay away from them. Number 3 is they argue. They just argue and they disagree. So arguing and disagreeing. And number 4 is if they interrupt you a lot. So here's the deal. It does not matter if they're a narcissist. If they're just negative and toxic, get away from these people. They're no good for you. And those are 4 of the quickest keys you can have. Right, now let's wrap this up and turn this around. It's really simple. So number 1, what you want to do is begin replacing the word but with the word and. It absolutely perfectly fits in place, and it sounds linguistically perfect. In other words, it sounds normal. Now, if you've been using the word but a lot, it's gonna feel awkward because your body's not used to that feeling. You'll be surprised how fast, though. I'm talking it could be within a couple sentences or a couple days of doing it. All of a sudden the word and, it starts to feel good, and it starts to feel natural. Now, there's an even easier way to get into positive thinking. Get your brain into adding and putting the pieces together, okay? Because it simplifies life. Also, you're like, oh, I see how that fits with that. Oh, okay. And this is why, for some people, things just seem to fall into place. It's because they're seeing the bigger picture and they're connecting the pieces of the puzzle, and life becomes very simple. It's a mantra that I created, which I've given to you at least 2 times within the last month. And here it is. And I want you to write this down or type it down. Here it is. It's and both, plus and more, yes, yes, yes. That's it. It's that simple. Repeat that over and over and over. You know, if you repeat that for about 2 or 3 minutes and you're doing deep breathing while you're doing it, your muscles will relax, your brain starts to relax, your headache goes away. See, the headache comes from negation because it tightens you down, whereas addition adds and it expands and it opens up. Now here's some additional words that I start peppering into my sentences, and I may even add it to my mantra. So I go and both, plus and more, yes, yes, yes. And then I'll say like, sure, absolutely, of course, I can, I am, you can, we will, let's do it. Let's get together and do this. Of course, sure, absolutely. You start repeating those words over and over, and all of a sudden your brain starts kicking in and you start flying these words out unconsciously with people, and all of a sudden people start to understand you. They get along with you. They feel good when they're around you, and they tend to like you a lot more. Because unconsciously, in order to understand those words, they have to go to the addition brain. They have to open up, and all of a sudden now their energy is flowing and they're thinking on the same page. So their mind relaxes, their lungs relax, they breathe deeper, and then their muscles begin to relax and they start to feel good around you. Hey, this is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. I'm awesome, you're awesome, let's be awesome together, and let's create a better world. Alright guys, kick ass. Remember, click subscribe, click the like button, make a comment, and if you want, go ahead and make a donation. There's a PayPal link right there in the description box. God bless you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.